The Cactus Communication started operation in 2002, and the number of employees they have right now is 250 employees working worldwide in the 5 different countries. And this company right now is ranked as 13th in India, as a kind of one of the best companies to work in India. We're going to visit this company today.
This is the center of Tokyo, in front of the Tokyo Central Station. This area has been developed quite a long time ago, and actually many office buildings were located here. And actually this is one of the busiest business centers in Japan. And there are a lot of companies and located in that, and they have kind of all the headquarters are located in this area. And every morning when we look at the station, then right now Tokyo Station is under renovation, and you can see the people, many people coming from the Tokyo Station every morning come to work. And 1,200,000 people come to work here. Actually, almost all of them are business people, and they try to come to the office just before 9 o'clock and come to reach their offices. Hello, this is Nori Furuya. I'm the Institute of Global Business in Japan. I'd like to focus on the kind of area of the Edo Castle. And around the Edo Castle there is a lot of modern buildings, as you know, that on the right side, that is the area of the Marunouchi, where we used to be. I think actually this morning we were there, and we focused on the several buildings and also the commuting scene. The business people who are coming to work in that Marunouchi area. On the kind of the left Otemachi area. Otemachi is the area, also the kind of business center of Tokyo. It used to be of the feudal lord used to be there and live there for during the period of Tokugawa shogunate. And the people are kind of working in the office, and you can see that is quite renovated, and started to build the tall buildings in the area of Marunouchi area, and extending and coming to closer to the, you can see just in front of the buildings, and there are a huge park. We call it Imperial Plaza. And we can see these kind of places used to be a kind of a swamp. When the Tokugawa shogunate were living in this castle, and at that time they tried to prevent from the attack from the enemies coming from the Edo castle, and that's why they intentionally made some kind of swamp area in front of the castle before the people they come to the they have to cross the bridge, or they have to walk around, otherwise they sometimes use the kind of a ship to come to the Edo castle. And you can see on the say on the left side, on the kind of coming to the Edo castle, and this is a castle, one of the biggest castles which existing right now in Japan. And this castle was founded by Ota Dokan, was almost 600 years ago. And he, I think at that time, after Meiji Restoration, Meiji government owned this land, and but Meiji government didn't have enough money to survive, so they thought they should sell all the land which actually took over from the Tokugawa shogunate. That's the area of Marunouchi, and we can see the other areas of Marunouchi, and you can see a lot of buildings. These all complex right now, even now, owned by the Mitsubishi Group, Mitsubishi Estate Company. They hold all the property of the kind of and the leasing for the other tenants to live in, and then that's a huge wealth. When they bought this land, the price was very reasonable. Only I heard is 1,500,000 Japanese yen. But of course, the value of the yen was very, very, I think it's much different right now. But anyway, Iwasaki started, and then his ventures actually started in this area. Now become the, since after major restoration, and that means 148 years ago, actually major restoration took place. But they, I think invested a lot of money to keep the land, and the land price went up quite high. That's one of the reasons why Mitsubishi Group was very successful in the maintaining the kind of their businesses and the property. At that time, you see that there are many we call that the kind of entrepreneurs group, conglomerate type of group. That is the Mitsui, Mitsubishi, Yasuda, Sumitomo. And these groups also that contribute to the actually developing the since the end of Tokugawa period. However, their purpose, compared with the Mitsubishi, these groups tend to be a kind of rather based on the merchant, theories. They are actually came up from the traditional merchant style. However, Mitsubishi style became rather more samurai style, and try to implement more regimental type of management. That's one of the reasons why Mitsubishi Group became one of the leading, I think, financial group of the Japanese conglomerate type of entrepreneurship here. This is a new Marunouchi area which was renovated just recently, and this kind of area is a kind of a new ventures center of Marunouchi area. Mitsubishi Real Estate Company started to initiate, open the some kind of office buildings for the Indian, business persons. And I'm going to take you to the new something venture village, which was actually initiated by the Mitsubishi Group, Mitsubishi Real Estate Company. This is a Fuji building owned by Mitsubishi Real Estate Company, and they initiated to open the Indian economic zone just 1 year ago, just last November. And I'm going to take you to the place of where the Indian people getting together to work with the Japanese partner. This is a India Economic Zone, and which is located at the center of Marunouchi. And there are several companies. There are right now 7 companies which are actually nominate and I think enrolled in this area, in this economic zone. Okay, I'm going to introduce Mr. Abhishek here, and he came to Japan exactly about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And he started, he already has his own company. Even at that time, he had his own company in India and Mumbai. And then he came to Japan as a CEO of Japanese subsidiary of that company. Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Abhishek about your businesses and your actually future. Okay. And you came to Japan about 2 years ago. And, how do you think about the future of your business here in Japan?
Well, I think the prospects are promising. Since we started in 2002, Japan has been the main market, and even though we expanded into Korea, China, Taiwan, Brazil, and other countries, Japan still contributes to a large share of our group revenues. So and we've been seeing year-on-year growth despite what's happening outside our industry. So I think the prospects for our business are quite good, and the main reason for this is that over a period of time Japan has started looking outside more. So Japanese researchers are now collaborating more with international researchers. So as they collaborate more, as they become more internationally visible, the need for our service increases, The second reason is you may have read, but there are more and more Japanese pharmaceutical companies either acquiring foreign companies, having more joint ventures, or setting up offices abroad. So when that happens again, it impacts us because we also work with pharmaceutical companies and help them in their medical communication needs. So I think, all in all, I think the prospects are good.
Yeah, from my academic activities, from my curiosity, I would like to ask you which area, most kind of, I think the number of the actually, businesses is, which kind of area of the field of, actually research, most of the kind of people they're asking you to edit or adding.
Okay. I think broadly speaking, the medicine and life sciences.
Medicine, yeah, I see.
That's the largest chunk of what we do. But other than medicine and life sciences, in the material sciences, where Japan is, I think, near to being the world leader. So in material sciences and nanotechnology, also we see a lot of work because these researchers aim to publish internationally to make their research known for better international collaboration.
Are they university professors who are working for pharmaceutical companies?
In the medical field, I think a larger segment is university, hospital doctors and researchers. Pharmaceutical companies as well, but many pharmaceutical companies collaborate with university, hospital doctors for the research. So it's difficult to tell who the customer is, but it's the doctor who's the customer.
How about, I'm a kind of rather, one of the researchers of the social science area.
Right.
How do you think about that field in Japan?
Well, interestingly, I think the world has a lot to learn from social sciences in Japan, but unfortunately, many Japanese researchers tend to believe that their research discipline is relevant only for the Japanese audience. So they are not motivated to publish internationally, which I think is sad because for instance, I've read about anyone coming to Japan now is amazed with the sense of discipline in traffic, and someone from India in Japan, there's no honking, there are no traffic jams, people give way to the other very easily. Yet when I was talking to some people, some taxi drivers, other people, they say that 50 years ago that wasn't the case in Japan. 50 years ago there were long traffic jams. There was a newspaper article in Japan Times the other day, which 50 years ago, it was an article from 50 years ago, and it talked about how there was a 3-hour traffic jam around the Imperial Palace at that time, and how people were frustrated and honking all the time. So what is interesting for me from an academic research point of view is how did this change? Which means, and how is it relevant for other nations that are growing, that are developing, is how did Japan change the mindset of its people? How did citizens in traffic discipline? How did citizens change their behavior in littering? I've also read that, I don't know how many years ago, but many years ago, Japan, some parts of Japan were very dirty. The cleanliness you see today did not always exist. The civic sense did not always exist. So how does a country change that in its people is something that a social science researcher could write a book on, which would be widely popular amongst administrators around the world. So that's just one example, but I think there are many areas in the social sciences that make for very interesting research, but not enough is available outside in English.